What's up everybody, it's the Young Gummy, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you all how to do the Liberty Falls Easter egg step by step. The first step in this Easter egg, all you're going to have to do is get to the top of the map. Once you get to the top of the map, you're going to open up the church, and then once you get inside of the church, all you're going to have to do is come to this machine right here, hold your interact button, and then you're on to the next step. For the next step in the Easter egg, you're going to need the jet gun. There are multiple ways to obtain it. You have the box, and you have the buildable Easter egg for the jet gun. If you do not know how to build it, I will have a link in the description down below to my video on how to build the jet gun, or you can click the card on the top right of the screen to get there. Once you've obtained the jet gun, all you're going to need to do is come back to the church, go to the balcony, look up, and you'll see a floating part to the LTG. Suck it down towards you using the jet gun, and you'll be on to the next location. The next location for the next LTG part is going to be right here on top of the rooftop. All you're going to have to do is offset yourself a little bit to suck it through the roof. If you don't want to suck it through the roof, you can jump on the semi-truck in the middle and suck it through the window. But if you do it through the roof, offset yourself a little bit, and all you have to do is get it to come up, run over it, and you'll be on to the next part. The last location for the LTG part is inside of the comic book store. Come to the little square in the middle, look up, suck the part down towards you, and it's off to building the LTG. Now that we have all the parts for the LTG, we're going to come to the top of the Savings and Loans building, come to this little crafting bench right here, build the LTG, and you're on to the next step of the Easter egg. The next step in the Easter egg, you're going to need to use the LTG. There are two locations that you can do. It does not matter which ones you do first. There's one at the graveyard where you get the toolshed key for the jet gun, and then the next one is at spawn. So in my game, I did the next to spawn LTG location first. What you're going to do is get the ether canister out of the church where you turn the machine on at the beginning of the Easter egg, grab that, and once you grab it, you will not be able to run. You're going to walk it down to your LTG location. So for me, I'd be walking it down to the spawn, next spawn location. Place it down at spawn at the trap, because you will have to use the trap to get the soul of the mini boss that it's going to spawn in after you're done with the LTG. Go back to the LTG, click it on, and then you're going to start a defense. Do not let any of the zombies touch the LTG, or it will start to deteriorate, and if you fail it, you will have to wait around to be able to go and do it again. Once the time runs down on your first LTG, as you can see, a mini boss is going to spawn from it. It'll either be a mangler or an abomination, depending on what the game decides to give you first. What you're going to want to do is weaken that up. You can do damage to it prior to setting off the trap on it. You want to get it as low as you can. When it gets low enough, you will see a purple aura go on around it. That's your cue to go ahead and put it inside of the trap, kill it, get its soul put in the ether canister, and then you're going to walk that ether canister back up to the church, place it, and you're on to the next step of the Easter egg. After you place your first ether canister inside of the machine in the church, wait there for a little bit, let the dialogue from Panos play out, and you will be getting a Strauss counter. For this, you will be needing to run around the map to 3 locations, and I will go ahead and show you the locations now. Before the next step, there are going to be 3 parts of the map that you need to run to. When you turn these 3 machines on, they're going to be turning a color. If it is red, turn it green. If it is green, turn it red. If it is yellow, keep it yellow. The first location of these 3 parts that you need to run to is right here next to the Liberty Lanes bowling alley on top of this little hill. You're going to turn it on, and when you turn it on, you're going to use your tactical button, pull out your Strauss counter, and depending on what color it is, you're going to change it to its opposite color. So if it's red, as I said prior, turn it to green, yellow to yellow, green to red. The next location is going to be right here next to the tool shed where you got the handle brake for the jet gun earlier on in your game if you built it. You're going to come to it, turn it on. Same thing as I said before, red to green, green to red, yellow to yellow. The final location for the machines for this step is right next to the Savings and Loans building. You're going to go up top, open up the barricade, drop down, and then, as I said prior, color change to its opposite. And you will know that you did this step right if when you go to spawn and look you will see 3 separate lines going towards this container at spawn. That is how you know you have done the step right, and you'll have gained access to your final ether container. A quick side note, make sure that you do pick up your LTG after you're done with it on the previous step, because I can't tell you how many times I've gone, moving on, trying to do the next step and forgot to pick up my LTG. Once you grab your ether canister from spawn, you're gonna walk it to your last location. So for me in my game, it is the graveyard location at the top of the map. So I'm gonna walk it up to the graveyard. As I'm going to the graveyard, there's gonna be another trap that you're gonna be walking past. You're gonna drop it down on that trap, and then you're gonna bring your LTG to the graveyard location, and then you're going to start it up and do the same thing as you did prior. Once you fill your last ether canister with the soul of the mini boss that spawned in from your final LTG, you're going to pick up the canister, bring it back to the church just like you did, and then you will be boss fight ready. Before you go into the boss fight, I do recommend you to have at least a tier 2 pack-a-punch weapon with a minimum of a purple rarity to it, because it will get heated in this boss fight fairly quick. Once you believe you are ready for the boss fight, come up to this machine that you started at the beginning of the egg, click your interact button, and you'll be beginning the fight. For this boss fight, I described this boss fight as a 4-stage fight. The first stage of this, you will be filling souls to the machine that you just clicked on to start the fight. The next phase after that will spawn in the Mangler mini-boss. You will have to kill him to move on. And then after that, it'll spawn in more zombies and more manglers to fill up the machine once again. And then after that, it will spawn in an abomination that you will need to kill. For this, I do recommend on the abomination part, if you have it, a mutant injection, because that makes the fight so much easier against the abomination because of how much health he has, especially on the higher rounds of the fight. And after you kill the abomination, you will go into a down state, but do not worry. That is the mechanic of the Easter egg. After a couple seconds of being down, the cutscene will play, and you will have successfully completed the Liberty Falls Easter egg. If you like what you saw, please do leave a comment letting me know if this is the kind of content that you like, or if there's any other kind of content you would like to see me. And if there's any feedback that you have on this video, because this is my first main Easter egg guide, so I would love some feedback if y'all have it. If not, it's perfectly fine. But I appreciate y'all for watching. Y'all have a good one. Peace.